Welcome back to The Regular. Guys, we're so excited because if you know, you know, we might have the best couple here today. And if you don't normally
stop.
find yourself, don't stop. Keep going.
Just now.
If you normally feel like, oh, like I only chuckle a few times in the podcast, well, this is, we might break a record this one. So we have the king and queen of Red here today.
Yeah.
People are making memes now. We gotta be careful.
Yeah, true.
But do you deny it? Is this your public
listen,
denying?
I've never been more flattered.
I've-
Thank you.
And also, thank you. I feel like also this is such a perfect representation of your personalities because Todd is here in like a suit and blazer, and Erica is here in her pink tracksuit.
Yeah, this morning he was like, that's what you're going to wear for the podcast. And I was like, absolutely I am.
She said, I am who I am.
I am doubling
I always
down
got to be on,
this.
except for Sundays when I'm wearing like flip-flops and a hat.
Yeah,
so.
we call it his
Totally
truck.
different vibe.
When we first got married, I said, are you going to wear that? You look like a trucker's truck. And I don't know. It doesn't even make sense.
It's stuck.
But now that's all I say is, you're dressed in like a trucker's truck. And then he's
like, I am who I am.
Yeah, I am who
I
I
am
am.
who I am.
Yeah,
But I'm at work right now. I'm in work mode.
Yeah.
Work mode's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to teach my husband that work mode needs to be different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
There it
thing.
is.
It's a thing. It's fair. Well, guys, we're excited. We're going to be jumping into, if you know, you know, it's been kind of Vision Month here at Risen King. We've been looking at ways you can serve, get involved in the walls of the church, but also outside of the walls of the church, and the just different missions that we've been supporting, our local missions. And today, you guys are really here to talk about what it looks like to get involved and to really be outside of the church walls. So we have a few fun different topics we're going to kind of be touching on today. Kind of starting out with Ephesians 4, and I know Erica has thoughts already because we're so prepared for this.
I have prepared a
has a sermon in her
sermon.
heart.
Thank
She
you.
does.
I do.
She
I
has
truly.
sermons on her phone.
That's true.
You just, at night, do you
She
just
does.
message
She
Pro?
literally has sermons on her phone.
What are you
I'm
doing?
just preparing. You never
She's
know
ready.
For the day.
when the Lord
She
calls
said
me.
ready in and out of season.
Yeah. Brecklin's sick today.
You never,
Erica, you're up.
you never know when
Yeah.
the Lord will put someone in your path, and you're like, I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
I love this.
And then I try and trap them into my sermon at really.
Mm-hmm.
Todd will be like,
That's a
okay,
method.
we're doing this.
So that's a method. So next time that we're like, oh man, we don't have anybody to do this, I'll know.
I mean, it's a risk.
I
but
know
it's-
someone
but
who's
it's,
ready.
It's a risk, but it's there. I mean,
I would take the
I'm
risk.
beholden to only the Lord and Todd.
All right, so Ephesians 4.
Yeah.
Let's jump in.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I feel is a weird word because you want to like ground it in such in practice. Like, this is such a practical topic, and like it's a logistics topic. It's like it's not just like, oh, I feel like we should serve. It's actually what does this tangibly look like when there's inward work and inward belief and values that flow into your decision making, and really your biggest currency is time.
Yeah.
And so it's about, I mean, God talks a lot about money in the Bible, and I think he also talks and emphasizes a lot about where we should spend our time.
Yeah.
And I think it's intentional in both areas. I mean, time is value, money is value. And so thinking about serving in church is so important. I mean, building up our own house.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach that to my kids too, of like, you don't just belong in our house, but like you contribute to the
Right.
house.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
contribute
that's
to
so
the house
good.
cleaning. You contribute to the provision of the house. You contribute to the culture of the house.
Right.
Like it's not
Yep.
just like, oh, you are a part of this family and you contribute. And then boys, what does it look like out of the house?
Yes. So
And
good.
how do we take our values that we do in our house to where it really matters, which is the people who are lost, those that are broken and not lost, right? And even just our environment.
Yeah.
And so that is what Ephesians 4 means to me.
Love it.
And when I say what it feels like, it is more of like, can I evaluate my inward belief structure and see it in my outward actions?
That's so good. So if you're watching this and you're like, I don't just know these Bible verses off the top of my head. Ephesians 4:11-12 is what we're talking about. It says, so Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers to equip his people for works of service so that the body of Christ may be built up. And so kind of what we're talking about today is really what Eric is saying is, what it looks like when we're contributing. We're contributing to build up the body of Christ, what it looks like when we're doing that in the walls and out of the walls of the church. And so today we're going to talk a little bit more about what out of the walls look like. I think sometimes it can be easy, at least speaking for myself, I grew up kind of in church. And I think it's easy to be like, okay, I know, like, I'm serving. I know what that looks like to do that at church. Like, I show up on Sunday early and I serve in these ways. But sometimes it can be tricky when we're like, how do we actually, what does outside of the church look like? And sometimes it can feel like there's less parameters or practicals to do that. And so I think today's super fun, just going to kind of get into some practicals of what it looks like to be, local sport. You guys are really immersed in serving the city. You guys, are really, what's up in the city of Reading.
We know what's going down.
You know what's going down.
Yeah.
You knew when there was going to be a new Costco, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you did forever.
Mm-hmm.
So
I worked on Amazon for 7 years.
See,
it's coming.
And I kept it a secret for 7 years.
That's really
which
good,
is
Erica.
equally
That's a big
impressive.
deal.
Yeah, it's a
deal.
very big deal.
I mean, listen, it was a feat. Miracles.
So now when you want to know what's going on in Reading, you know
just
who to
find me
like
and wear me down. No,
just keep asking. But there's going to be a new Costco, right? So kind of, jumping into what are some ways of serving in Reading, some practical ways of what that looks like for you guys. You're saying even with your family, guys, this is what it looks like when we contribute and when we contribute outside of our house. So what are some ways that looks like for you guys?
Well, I think for me, my job, I get to serve the community and I get to serve Reading, and we have about 800 members in the chamber. And, our mission is really about serving and improving business conditions, not just for our members, but for the whole community. And when I think about what I do on a daily basis, I'm not necessarily evangelizing and I'm not like sharing Christ with people, but that service and taking care of people and loving people, I feel very fortunate to be where I'm at, where I get to plug into stuff. And then, which we'll talk about more, I get to plug into other organizations like the Good News Rescue Commission, where I'm on the board, and the work that they do every day is just incredible. It's incredible what they do, and we brought our boys down there. We served Christmas dinner last year.
Okay.
It was a ton of fun. The boys loved it, and I want to encourage people, obviously, to sign up to serve the Christmas meal, but also they have 3 meals a day. The biggest thing that Jonathan Anderson, who's the executive director there, CEO, says is, like, the programs are just an excuse to form relationships, because that's really what's going to change people and break that cycle of poverty. So going down there and having a cup of coffee or having a meal with somebody, you can do it every single day, not just Christmas. So good. It's a lot of fun.
I love it.
I think I would speak to a couple things. The first thing I would share is, what I love about Risen King and what I've been experiencing is this call to service, especially this last month. And there's so many opportunities to serve. And you'll find that even, in Reading, or outside of the church walls, you hear opportunities to volunteer, right? And that is when you give of your time, currency, right? To an organization that's formed. But obviously there's so many ways to serve. There's, the widow that lives down the street that needs her lawn mowed. And there's ways you can serve that you can give little time or a lot of time or meeting a need. Like, I think it's important to point out, as we talk about how we plug in and where we choose to give of our time, that there is only a limited amount of time and resources.
Right. No shortage of groups.
And so there's no shortage of groups. And also there's no shame attached to this idea that God really does call you into these spaces. And that service is not an obligation. Service is an overflow. And so when you're looking at where you're serving, so if you're evaluating and you're saying, okay, do I give my time to the church? Is that where God's leading me? Or maybe you're like, you're sitting and you're like, I really want to serve. I don't feel like there is a team at Risen King. Right. Then I want to encourage you to look outside of the walls of the church and ask, what is low-hanging fruit that I can opt into right now, that I can just serve someone around me, that might open the door to where your passion might lie, or where God might be like shepherding you into service in a way that contributes, and you'll fall, and it will be something you fall into, which I think is really beautiful. So many opportunities that I've had that have been formalized. So, obviously there's the informal ways of serving, and I think that's wildly important, and you don't want to discredit that. Right. Kudos to us all that informally serve in the little ways. But the formalized ways that I have come on to being on boards, right? There's so many boards. You can choose to be on nonprofit boards. But again, that's formalized time.
Right.
Right. So other things that I've found that are really my passion, and I've said like, oh, I'm going to give a piece of my life pie, my daily week, my energy, my time, my focus to these organizations have been because of the little choices I've made to say yes in the unformalized ways. Right. Okay. So I just want to preface that for those that are listening that are like, I literally have no time, right? Or I don't have any time. And I want to say to you that you're probably right, and to evaluate what offering you can give of something of value, which is your time is also your currency, to the Lord. And that's my encouragement. That was my open door of like, I actually don't know how to serve as a mom.
Right.
Of a new mom of 3 children. I was like, how do I serve? And I just plugged in where I could. And that felt, it really is a thing. It is better to give than to receive. And I felt when I did give and when I did serve, so much purpose and intention. Yeah. And just want to speak to that today. So there are a number of places that I serve. I've given my time to the library. I've given my time to a number of other boards, the little things here and there that I'll, meet with people and encourage them and whatnot. But right now I'm giving my time to an organization called Marked. And in fact, there's an opportunity to come visit. It's in Mexico, outside of Guadalajara. Ow. Oh, he's got my hair. Okay, that's okay. It's fine. He's just abusing me on the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Sneeze.
It's an organization outside of Mexico that really focuses on kids that are just experiencing, I would say, we would call it high ACEs scores. Yeah. And it's not in our back door, which I think is really interesting. Like going global with the idea to serve, you go from macro to micro, right? Anyways, so we actually just got back, our family. I took Todd and Zach for the first time, and we went and made 400 sandwiches for some kids and encouraged the ministry that is there, those that are giving full time and serving full time. And it was just a beautiful opportunity to teach and to show up that created space just to consider even more opportunities to like, how do you love people well?
Yeah.
How do you love people well? Like those, like serving at the Good News Rescue Mission where you're like, I'm going to go and serve a meal this one time. So I'm going to go to Marked for this time. This is how I'm giving and serving in this moment. Versus these, I'm going to give over and over again. I'm going to plant myself here. I'm going to build those relationships.
Yeah, right? So good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
There's just endless ways to expand the kingdom.
So good.
And to be trained up by the preachers, right? You're in church so that you can reveal Jesus to the world.
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
Yeah.
You have to go to the world.
So
you got to go to the world, people.
It's so good. I love like just even the difference between what you two shared from saying, this is my job. Like Todd's like, this is my job. And it maybe doesn't look like, evangelism, not maybe sharing the gospel, but I am loving people through my actions. And so often I've seen this, like if you're somebody who's like, yeah, I'm not like in vocational ministry. I'm, working my 9-to-5 job. I've been there, and it is actually, I found like I've seen so much fruit in just being in those 9-to-5 jobs and loving people well through my actions. And often, so often you'll hear it said like, okay, actions speak louder than words. And the level of influence actually that you'll have in somebody's life just from having relationship with them. Like one of the biggest ways we can represent Jesus is through how we love people, not through how well we can share the Bible or what all of our theology is, but are you representing him through your actions? Are you representing him through loving? And even saying, there's these opportunities to serve with, meals, but really to create relationship with the people you're serving. And that is such an open door to having influence, to being able to speak into their life, to encourage them. And so I love this picture of really asking the question, what is your season and where can you serve where you're at? There's so many opportunities, guys, from hey, this is what it looks like to serve at Risen King. We have serve teams available. We have, QR codes in the lobby right now. Go find, serve team lead. Come find me. We'll help you get plugged into serving and pouring in and building up the church. From there, you can go, okay, how can I serve in Redding? One of what we say at Risen King is we exist to love God, love people, love Redding. How can I love Redding? Well, you know, the last month, all the different missions we've been talking about. Last week on the podcast, we had Scott Schumacher, who's talking about North State Care Clinic. And really our big kind of 3 that we've highlighted is North State Care Clinic, Good News Rescue Mission, and Shiloh Flower Farms. And there's so many ways you can jump into the city, serve there, find a board. What's a small way you can give your time? What's a big way you can give your time? It is depending on your season. And then from there, you can also go, okay, now how can I give and love the world? Really taking it like another step further. And we have our marked missions. It's going to be Risen King's first mission trip.
Yes. I mean, it's going to be, you guys are in for such a treat. It is.
It's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. To be honest, I was out for like 1 week, you know, of like the 2 years I've worked here. I was out for like 1 week with COVID, and I come back and it's like Sunday morning. We're like, we're going to Mexico on a mission trip. And I was like, I've got for 1 week, you're going on a mission trip. What's happening?
Yes.
Yeah. But then I heard about it and I was like, I'm so excited. Yeah. So this opportunity is really like, if you are part of Risen King, if you're not, like, you guys can jump in and get involved in this mission trip. It's going to be next year where we're going to marketing to pour into just the mission and what they're doing in Mexico. We'll kind of be sharing more about that as we get closer to it. We're going to be talking about it a little bit this Sunday.
Yeah.
So very excited for that. So if you're watching this real time, be ready for Sunday. We're going to dive into it a little bit deeper. Yeah. But yeah, if you are part of a home group, really our podcast recently has been kind of geared towards our home groups. And if you're part of a community group and you're watching along with these, I have a little bit of just like charge to you guys. Sit down with your home group after you're done watching this podcast and ask yourself, take time to ask some questions and be like, okay, where can I serve in this season? And share that with your group. So take a minute, think about it. Where's God calling me to serve? Does it look like building up the church right now? Does it look like building up the body of Christ in Reading? Does it look like serving in a mission trip next year? What's a way that I can give of my time, of my talents, of my treasures in this season? And then I'd encourage you guys as a home group, how can you guys serve together? Find a mission, find an organization, find a team, find an event at Risen King that you guys can actually, as a home group, collectively say, hey, we love each other. We want to be in community. Let's go serve together at this thing. Let's all go serve at the Good News Rescue Mission Christmas dinner. Let's all go serve at this event, whatever that might look like. How can you guys serve together and be part of that journey with each other? I think it's such an incredible opportunity. And even for like me and my husband, my family, we've actually found so much community in serving together. I feel like you bond so much. You're like stacking chairs and you're just like laughing deliriously.
It is better to give for that exact reason. You just are in. Maybe it's a little bit of trauma bonding.
It might be just
what
a little
are we doing? We are in it. We are doing this.
We are in the trenches.
Okay, let me share some of my favorite ways that are kind of out of pocket that I have that I've like found that have been helpful for me as a new mom and as a family. We, I mean this like my whole family, like my Moro side, my maiden name, we adopted a block. Okay, so you can go to the city and you can actually put in like a request to adopt a block.
Okay.
And what that looks like is that they put up a plaque, which is so fun. But then you're required to clean up the trash of that block, okay? And they give you neon vests and trash picker-uppers. And you walk the block and you pick up trash.
Bond as a family.
And you are like, we are in it. And you march around and like we took all of our kids, we put them in the wagons and we just cleaned up trash.
Yes.
And we adopted a block. And it has been, I mean, we haven't done it in a minute, actually.
Maybe we could adopt a block.
Risen King should adopt a... Oh,
your
home group block.
Go adopt a block with your home group.
Yes. Yeah. We'll adopt a block. That was such a low-hanging fruit. Why? Because we didn't have to show up every week.
Yes.
It was just something that's like, oh, we haven't done this in a minute. Let's get down. And our family would go down. We would literally just clean a block.
No, it's so true. Like, I remember so some of our close friends are the Katanas. You'll know them as our middle school youth directors. And I remember when they first came to Risen King, and we didn't know them. If you know Josh, it takes him a minute before he talks. You should have seen him in the beginning. And I was like, well, we don't know these people at all. And it was when we were doing, if you guys have been here long enough, it was when we were doing Circle Maker.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have to reset the room every Wednesday. And I remember I was just like stacking chairs with them. Yep. And then we just started talking. I feel like the most I learned about them, like in a period of time, was during stacking chairs.
That is the most real thing.
I mean, because what are you going to do? You can talk, or you can just sweat and think about how heavy the chairs are.
And you're having to do it teamwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to learn real quick when someone's like, I don't like to work. I will not be stacking chairs. I will be watching you. And then you're like, Okay, I actually want to speak to that too. I feel like we should just touch on this really quick because church, this is super important. When you serve, especially in the world, and maybe even in the church walls, the best and most important thing is the fruit that you're bringing to the table. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. That is the end goal. So our job in serving isn't just to like have the feel goods for ourselves or to like show Jesus, but it's genuinely to bring the fruit that God is building in our lives to those that don't have that. And that happens in conflict.
Yeah.
So if we're not operating or giving and there's not a sense of like, oh, we got to problem solve, or oh, we're tackling something together, we're pivoting, we're figuring out how to put these chairs away, we're like dealing with weird personalities, and we're bringing the fruit to the table, that is bringing the kingdom to the everyday. Okay. And I think that for me is, again, Ephesians 4 in action, is at the end of the day, it's not just the gospel. I mean, it is, okay, wait, that's not true. At the end of the day, it is the gospel, but it's how we show up with the fruit that God's building in our service. We're not just checking boxes. We're investing.
I love it. So guys, be inspired. And take that, really ask yourself, okay, we've been hearing these from podcasts to Sunday mornings, guys. We've been sharing the content, but now how can you let the content take root, and what are you going to do with it? And what does it look like for you to contribute in this season with your time, your talents, and your treasures? So chat about it with your home group. Share. We can't wait to see you guys getting involved. Let us know where you guys decide, if it's from adopting a block to serving at church to serving in missions, whatever it looks like. Share with us. We're so excited to hear the testimonies and just the community that comes from us all doing this together. We guys hope that you have a great week. Again, if you're watching this real time, don't miss Sunday, because we're going to be sharing more about the marked mission trip. So you guys have a great home group. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you then.
Bye.